Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to my channel of literary art. Today's discussion topic is the poem The Solitary Reaper by William Wordsworth. And we shall see the summary, the context, the analysis, short discussion on the poem. Along with that, the short introduction to the poet William Wordsworth shall be made. In one of my earlier videos, I have already introduced you the poet and his works. Then also the short introduction to the poet shall be made after the discussion or after the analysis of the poem The Solitary Reaper. So friends, if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. And now let us see the poem The Solitary Reaper. So friends, let us start with the poem The Solitary Reaper, one of Wordsworth's best known poems, which appeared in 1807 in the collection of poems in two volumes. The poem has received a fair bit of critical analysis. Here we offer some notes towards a commentary on it. Friends, the poem is about a lady or a girl who is reaping in the field, and she is lonely, solitary, as it is mentioned in the title itself, Solitary Reaper. Here, reaper is the girl who is reaping solitary or alone. She is lonely. See, Solitary Reaper, the poem tells us that the poet was hearing a woman who was reaping in the field of her own. She was singing in the Scottish language, and the poet is English. That is the reason why he was unable to understand her language, what she sings actually. But she was singing in a very sweet voice, or very sweetly she was singing. Her voice is compared throughout the poem to the cuckoo bird, then the nightingale also. So he says that she was singing very sweetly like a nightingale or a cuckoo bird, but he was unable to understand the meaning of the uh, song which she was singing, and so he was quite confused. The tone was quite melancholy, and so he was thinking that she might be reminding certain memories in the past, or she might be missing something or somebody. She might have certain memories in the past which she was memorizing while reaping the field. So, friends, let us see the poem line by line. Behold her, single in the field, yon solitary highland lass. Lass means girl here. She was solitary or lonely, and she was reaping in her own field, reaping and singing by herself. She was reaping, that means she was doing her work of reaping, and she was singing the song, Stop here or gently pass. Alone she cuts and binds the grain and sings a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for a well profound is overflowing with the sound. So, friends, what he is saying, if you are passing by her, you must have to stand and listen what she sings. If you are able to understand what she sings, that means it's okay. It is quite fruitful to stand and listen to her if you understand her. But if you are not able to understand what she sings, then also you must have to pass by her very silently and listen to the song which she was singing. Why? Because that song was very beautiful, though you are unable to decipher the meaning of the lines which she was singing. Then also you have to understand. Then also you will feel better while listening to her. So he says, oh, listen, for the well profound is overflowing with the sound. That means throughout the well, her voice was spreading, and she was singing very beautifully. You can understand that her voice was echoing, and that is the reason why it was told to us that for the well profound is overflowing with the sound. That means throughout the well her voice was spread, and by that you can understand that the valley was totally silent. It was her singing that made that valley uh, rejoiceful, or what we can say, um, very lively. So you must have to pass by her if you are unable to understand her, the meaning of the words which she was singing. You have to pass by her very silently, but you want to listen to the song. So the next lines, see how she was reaping the grain. No nightingale did ever chant more welcome notes to weary bands. O travellers in some shady haunt among Arabian sands, a voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest hybrids. So, again, what he says, he's comparing her voice to the nightingale, and he says that no nightingale can sing better than her. She is the she is the one who is singing like a nightingale, though her tone is quite melancholy. Then also, it haunted to the travelers who are passing by her. Her voice is so beautiful that it is surpassing the silence of the seas and the Hebrides. So, friends, further you can see, will no one tell me what she sings? Why? Because the poet William Wordsworth is British. He understands the language English, and she was singing in the Scottish. That is the reason why he is unable to decipher the meaning of the lines of the song which the girl was singing. So he says, will no one tell me what she sings? Whether somebody will tell him what she sings, what is the meaning of the lines, or what is the meaning of the song that she was singing. Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for old unhappy far off things and battles long ago, or is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today? Some natural sorrow, loss, or pain that has been and may be again. So, friends, he is just guessing. That means what theme, or on which theme she is singing this song. That may be unhappy things or events which had been happened, which had been happened in the past, or that may be about the battles which had fought long ago, or that may be about the natural sorrow, or the loss or gain which she had in the past. These are the guesses by the poet that on which theme she might be singing the song. Though it seems to be very pleasant to his ears, then also he is not able to understand on which theme she is singing the song. So he says whether somebody will tell him the meaning of the song. Whatever the theme, the maiden song. Sorry, whatever the theme, the maiden sang, as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work, and over the sickle bending. I listened motionless and still, and as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more. So, whatever the theme, that means, as I have told you, that he is unable to understand the theme of the song, but it was endless. The song was endless. She was singing and singing and singing, just singing, and it was quite pleasant to listen to the song, and the tone, though melancholy, then also it was pleasant to listen to it. He says, I listened motionless and still. He was standing by her very silently, very motionless, and still he was. And as I mounted up the hill. Later on, he started his journey. He uh, started to travel, travel, and as he mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore long after it was heard no more. That means, as he started to pass by her slowly and gradually, he was unable to hear her song very clearly. Why? Because the distance was increasing as he was passing away from her, and mm, uh, she was actually didn't paid any type of heed towards him or anybody who was passing by her. So slowly and gradually her voice, or the sound of her voice was coming less, and uh, he climbed the mountain long after it was heard no more. That is that means, the distance between the solitary reaper or the solitary girl and the poet was too much. That is the reason why he was unable to hear that song which was sang by her. So so he says, long after it was heard no more. So friends, this is about the poem. You might have understood the meaning of the poem. So see, the language of the poem is as economical as it might be. uh, Solitary, how the poem seems to draw attention to itself as a work of repetition and tautology. The reaper is solitary, single, singing by herself, and he is alone. The phrase motionless and still is surely needlessly tautological, since both adjectives mean essentially the same thing. The poem is written in iambic tetrameter, and the rhyming scheme of the poem is A B C D D D E E. So the Solitary Reaper is a romantic poem in many respects. It's written in the ballad form, as I have told you earlier also. Its focus on solitariness among nature. The girl is reaping in the fields of the wild highlands, and it emphasis on human emotion, plenty, numbers, natural sorrow, loss, and pain. Its ending is similar to another famous poems of Wordsworth, published in his collection. It is just like that of the poem which I earlierly explained in my one of my videos. That was, I wandered lonely as a cloud. The poem too ends with Wordsworth recalling his encounter with the poem's subject, that was the daffodils, and he was uh, uh, he was able to recollect it after the event is over. That means he was able to hear that voice after many times, or after some time also. So friends, you might have understood the poem. If you have any doubt concerning the poem, please comment in the comment box. This poem is prescribed for the students of T.Y.B.A. Compulsory English in the Puneshlok Ahilya Devi Holkar Solapur University Solapur, from Maharashtra. So, if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you very much.